y'all. Imagine this. It's your first day at a brand new job that you worked so hard to get. You just overcame all obstacles, become the first doctor in your family. You're thrilled at the thought of giving back to your community in a deep and meaningful way. But then reality hits. You walk into your first day and it's a large, crowded emergency room. It's so overwhelmingly noisy that you can't even hear yourself think, much less find where all the doctors are sitting. And when you do finally find the doctor's area, you can't help but notice that there is nobody else who looks like you in that space.
Tell your story. Come on now.
I'm an emergency medicine physician. I started my training in June 2020, roughly 3 months after the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. That was roughly around the same time of a second pandemic, one of racial unrest. The senseless murders of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and Ahmaud Arbery forced our country to have a racial reckoning with itself. Suddenly, I found myself navigating 2 pandemics in isolation. That's because I was the only Black doctor out of a class of 18. Now, I'm gonna say that again. I was the only one Black doctor out of a class of 18. Today, I wanna talk to y'all about overcoming the only. Now, some of y'all might know what that feels like, maybe because you've experienced that as well. But if you've never had to be the only, let me tell you what that feels like. I just didn't see you. Those 5 words were all it took to make me feel invisible. It was another busy day in the emergency room, and as I was running around, I couldn't help but notice a large group of our staff members outside of one of the patient's rooms. I ran over there to quickly find that there was a patient there who had been severely injured after a car accident. And that's when it hit me. Absolutely nobody bothered to tell me, the doctor, that a critically ill patient had arrived into our emergency room. In fact, it had almost been over half an hour before I even knew that the patient was in there. But somehow everybody else had gotten the memo. So when I asked my charge nurse, why wasn't I notified about this patient's arrival, that was her response, that she didn't see me. No apology, no remorse, no further explanation, that she didn't see me. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. I mean, I wore the scrubs. I had the badge that said Dr. Jones. I introduced myself as Dr. Jones, and I sat where all the other doctors sat. And I was the only one up in there with the melanated skin and kinky coils. So how could she not see me? I was confused. I was disappointed. I was angry. I wanted to read her for filth. But I knew that I didn't have the time to address her the way that she needed to be addressed. I had a patient in front of me that required my immediate and undivided attention. I had lives to save. So against my better judgment, I didn't say anything. And that was only the beginning of feeling unseen. Working in the emergency room during the pandemic was exhausting, to say the very least. And then I would come home, turn on the TV, and find more of my people who were either killed by COVID or by the police. There were awkward discussions, both at work and on the news, about how my people should be responding to the COVID pandemic and ongoing police brutality. But I still had to show up to work every day, trying my best not to show how current events affected me. But the truth is that it affected me deeply. I avoided ebonics and slang when speaking with colleagues. I tried my best to control my tone and my temper at work, trying not to be whatever lies my colleagues told themselves about Black women. I became hyper aware of a standard of workplace professionalism that just wasn't me. The seeds of doubt and insecurity began to not only affect my work, but also my life. I began to doubt myself and lose confidence. I began to question my own abilities. I mean, can I really do this? I even began to compare my journeys to those of my co-residents, even though I knew that our journeys were in no ways comparable. I felt so far away from who I knew myself to be that I hardly even knew her anymore.
Tell your story, sis.
Thank you. But then I realized that having a softer voice would not make them hear me more. Pretending to be somebody that I'm not would not make them like me more. Making myself invisible would not make them see me more. It only made me see me less. I'm so proud of you. Those 5 words were all it took to make me feel seen again. Being the only may have been an isolating experience, but that did not mean that my Black patients didn't see me. In fact, being the only actually had the opposite effect. Those 5 words were frequently spoken to me by Black hospital workers and Black patients when they saw me. My Black patients would frequently tell me just what it meant to have a doctor who looks like them, even to the point of tears. And it taught me the power of my presence, especially as the only. And it taught me that you should use your uniqueness as your strength. Thank y'all. That was the power and beauty of Blackness at work. Those silent head nods when you're in a white dominant space and you see another Black person walking down the hallway. Y'all know the ones. Those private moments of encouragement that come from Black strangers that really feel more like aunties and uncles, it gave me life. And it rejuvenated my spirit to talk with a Black patient and just feel that wall of distrust come crumbling down. That's because I knew that they saw me for me and that I saw them for them. And it taught me that being your most authentic self is actually revolutionary. So then the revolution began. I started to wear my hair out more often. Often taking the time to talk with my patients and bond as we talked about our hair. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. I began to recenter my voice, and finally, I started to feel like me again. If you are somebody who finds yourself being the only, let me tell you this. You may be the only, but you are not alone. Allow yourself to use that unique situation in your onlyness to your advantage. Make sure that when you are speaking, allow yourself to be seen and heard the way that you want to be seen. Because we need your voices, and we need your voice in particular. I want to take this opportunity for all of us to use our voices together. So y'all ready? In the words of Janelle Monáe, I want y'all to repeat after me. To the lives we lead.
To the lives we lead.
To the dreams we chase.
To the dreams we chase.
To the moments that we make.
To the moments that we make.
And the messed up stuff we can't erase.
And the messed up stuff we can't erase.
Thank you.
Thank you.